What the heck did I just witness? The internet is exploding right now with the newest release of the Epstein files. Elon Musk is catching strays. Trump has been catching strays. Prince Andrew has been catching strays, but there's some even worse stuff that's come out about him. Bill Gates, Jay-Z, Pusha T, Drake is now catching strays. There's a whole rapper civil war that's about to start as a result of this. And then we got some other names that shouldn't be anywhere near this, my lord. Apparently child torture videos were filmed. There's stuff about Trump being infiltrated by a specific country which will remain nameless for now. You cannot make this shit up. You simply cannot. I woke up to the internet being set on fire by the newest release of the Epstein files by the DOJ, which they tried to remove and got caught doing it apparently. Look, I talk about movies in Hollywood on this channel. There are some Hollywood names that are in this, so it is kind of relevant to me, and I am against child predators on this channel, like everyone should be. So I think this is relevant. I know a lot of people don't like me to delve into politics, but I'm just gonna say, if I'm delving into this thing, and your main criticism is that I'm being too political, there's something wrong with you. You're brain rotted. Because this goes beyond politics. This is not a political issue, this is a humanity issue. This is not about any specific party, it's about humanity! And the erosion of society on a moral level. Alright, I'm seeing political pundits defending Epstein now. Megyn Kelly's saying, oh, he wasn't actually a PDF file. He was after 15-year-olds, not 5-year-olds, even though there's, I'm pretty sure 8-year-olds that were confirmed to be a part of this case. But regardless, this is what humanity's come to now. We're suffocating and we're receding as a race. We got Laura Loomer saying, oh, Bill Gates and Clinton are clearly sexual degenerates based on this on the stuff coming out. And then as soon as anything's mentioned about anyone from her party, she's like, no, it's all fake. This is what's happening now. I'm going to tell you objectively as clear as I can. So for those of you who don't want me to make this video because, oh, you're talking about politics, go fuck yourself. Shut up. Go live your life carelessly paying taxes to PDF files and acting like nothing's happening, all right? Go do that, all right? Now, before we get into the nitty and gritty here, some housekeeping. A lot of this stuff that's on these Epstein files, look, there's no smoking gun video proof of all of these people doing a satanic ritual with children. No. There's no smoking gun like that. A lot of it is uncorroborated. It's all based on accusations, reports, witness testimony, witness statements, alright, anonymous tips, emails, okay? We have to say that going forward. Some of these details we do have to take with a grain of salt. Now, the thing that makes this stuff sus is the massive cover-up by the government, alright? Pam Bondi stated she had the Epstein files on her desk, and then she acted like that there was nothing in them. There was nothing there, alright? This freaking freak over here has pretended as if there's nothing wrong. He's clearly stated contradictory things, like there's nothing incriminating in these files, there's nothing in them that points to Trump at all, nothing like that. There's nothing that pointed to the fact that Epstein trafficked girls. He stated all this, which is a blatant fucking lie. No credible info that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked minor, when there literally is. There's a whole Ghislaine Maxwell case about it. And he's threatening people who are looking into the Epstein files now too. Insane some of the stuff that's going on here. Some of Trump's own people who've denied having contact or a relationship with Epstein are now being exposed as having contact with Epstein through emails, as wanting to visit his island and all that stuff. Very, very interesting. The only person who is guilty, that is facing some kind of punishment for this, is being treated like a fucking queen by this administration. To call what she's in a prison is a joke. Some of you asking, okay, why would the DOJ release this at all? Well, let's just be honest. DOJ by law was required to release this like over a month ago. This is overdue, and still they tried to remove the release, got caught, then put it out because they knew there was no other choice, and they still have 50% of the files. There are people actively pushing for it. 50% of them are not released, and apparently they're even worse. Apparently, the Deputy Attorney General is saying, we've excluded things from the Epstein files that include death and physical abuse and injury. You've excluded that? All that stuff that he's mentioning is under redaction, which have been unredacted, by the way, but if we haven't even seen the worst of it, imagine the government saying, okay, we need to cover up the really bad stuff, so let's just put out the stuff that we know we can get away with. And if you see how bad the shit is that was put out, you can only imagine what's being held back, bruv. What the fuck? Before I make this video, no defamation. I am reading publicly cited documents, public things. I'm just reading shit, alright, bruv? This is a comedy, this is a Dave Chappelle show, I'm playing a character, alright? In case anyone wants to sue the fuck out of me. Let's talk about this tub of shit right here. Making contradictory statements everywhere he goes, Mr. Elon Musk. He got low-key exposed, man. Now, remember, this is the same dude who exposed Trump for the first time for being on the Epstein files by putting that tweet out. Everyone with a brain knew Trump was in some way related or connected to Epstein somehow, okay? Everyone with half a brain cell knew this, unless they were coping about this. But he said it out loud. Then he removed the tweet and said, I'm sorry, when his beef with Trump was resolved, okay? So clearly these people stand for nothing. I just want you to know that. This is also the same guy who still is okay with Grok AI posting CP. He just says, oh, you have to pay for it. Have a blue member subscription. Oh, you want to remove it, or you want to augment the AI? Oh, you're just liberals who don't want Grok to deal with your misinformation. Clearly, this thing is a freaking CP supplier. Look at the statistics of CP on Twitter. It's disgusting. But anyways, this guy was sending emails about potentially visiting Epstein's island. And not just one email, multiple. He wants a wild party at that island. He wants the wildest party there. He doesn't want a peaceful island experience. Oh no, that's the opposite of what Elon Musk is looking for. And apparently there was back and forth between him and them. Passports of girls are being mentioned as well. And remember, obviously, you could still say, okay, well, this doesn't mean anything, but this idiot literally said, Epstein is the one who tried to get me to his island and I refused. Elon was acting like a hero. He was like, no, he wanted me, but I didn't want him. Apparently fucking not. Apparently Elon had to come over to Epstein's a lot. He asked about it a lot. Epstein was the one who rejected him of anything. Elon had asked and begged this man multiple times to come. Elon just wanted a party. How fucking interesting, huh? Then we see Elon Musk's response. No one pushed harder than me to have the Epstein files released, and I'm glad this finally happened. I have very little correspondence with Epstein and declined repeated invitations, clearly fucking not, to the Lolita Express, but I was well aware that some email correspondence could be misinterpreted. So he's not really denying the emails that we've seen, but he's saying we've been misinterpreting them. Is there any way to misinterpret what was said? Is there any way to misinterpret Elon asking to come as, no, Epstein wanted me and I denied it? Now he's saying, I don't care about that. We at least can attempt to prosecute those who committed serious crimes with Epstein, especially regarding heinous exploitation of underage girls. Okay, Elon, great. So does Trump count in that? Because you were the first one to tweet out saying he's on the Epstein files, by the way. So is that still a thing? Or were you lying? Or were you telling the truth, but then you had to recant it because you and Trump were cool again? Dumb fuck. And his brother apparently, too, was going back and forth with Jeffrey Epstein. So clearly, there's more than just a few emails back and forth where Elon denied. No, clearly there's been an established connection and relationship there. Stephen Hawking was mentioned. Oh my lord, bro. Stephen Hawking was mentioned in an underground orgy that was taking place with a bunch of kids, bro. I can't even say any of this on YouTube. Remember, there was a lot of rumors about Stephen Hawking doing weird shit that were uncorroborated and maybe were false. There was rumors that he would have kids, basically underdressed midgets. I don't even know if they're kids, but midgets. He'd have them solve complex equations that were too high up on the chalkboard, and he would get off on it. He'd basically sit on his chair, watching midgets trying to solve complex equations. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what to even say about this. I have no words. But, again, uncorroborated, so you can't go at it. But there's more stuff about Hawking coming out. I can't even imagine. Stephen Hawking is getting off to midgets doing equations, telling them about black holes, and then saying, hey, I want to see your black hole. Or maybe you want to see mine. We got Bill Gates. Bill Gates apparently caught an STD from some Russian prostitutes and was asking Epstein, yo, I need some medication that I can low-key give Melinda, my wife, so she doesn't know what the purpose is for. I'm just going to give it to her in her food. I caught an STD. So apparently there was a whole affair. Again, there's nothing about him necessarily being a child predator, although if you hang out with a child predator long enough, maybe you're going to do some shit, who knows? But Epstein apparently blackmailed him with his affair and was using it to get money out of him and stuff. They split ways, especially after Epstein got accused of being a child predator and all that shit went down. But then there's a $2 million gift from Bill Gates directed by Jeffrey Epstein to some charity or some shit. So you're still interacting with Epstein even after he's been accused of shit? It's just really fucking weird, man. And Melinda Gates has said one of the main reasons, besides the affair that Bill Gates has had, one of the main reasons for the split up is his relationship with Jeffrey. When she met Jeffrey, there was something seedy and evil and disgusting about this dude, just the way he was. She could sense that something was off, and she didn't like his relationship with Bill Gates. Gates Foundation has responded saying, these claims are false. They're from a proven liar, Jeffrey Epstein. They're absurd. The only thing that these documents demonstrate is Epstein's frustration that he did not have an ongoing relationship with Gates and the lengths he would go to entrap and defame. There's just a lot of people saying this kind of shit. And you know what? In some cases, you could give them benefit of the doubt, but where there's smoke, there's fire, in my opinion. Jay-Z apparently was touching up girls with Weinstein. Apparently there was a party where Weinstein was like trying to do Diddy shit with them. And there's contradictory things about this. Just some people saying that Jay-Z was in a bed with Weinstein doing it to the girl, or that Jay-Z was just there in the house or the room where it was going down. Either way, it's still fucking bad. Pusha T was apparently assigned a damn handler for this shit. There's been a lot of rumors about Jay-Z and Beyonce being Satan worshippers. Alright. Would I be surprised if Jay-Z was in on it? Listen, I'm not trying to defame anyone. But him and Weinstein are in a lot of pictures together, and they're friends, and they hung out a lot. Again, when you're hanging out with weirdos and sexual deviants, you know that quote, you're the sum of the 5 people you hang out with the most? I'm not saying it's different with celebrities, right? Because they hang out with so many people, but to be honest, if you're seen with people enough, who knows? And people are saying, oh, well, Jay-Z couldn't have been in the presence of Weinstein. Like, they both wouldn't have known each other this time, but Weinstein knew Jay-Z clearly. They spoke about each other's professional relationship, so kind of sus. And then Jay-Z deleted his Instagram, I'm pretty sure. At least that's what I'm seeing. And then Drake called out Jay-Z, and then Pusha T came to Jay-Z's defense saying, hey, Drake, by the way, you're on the Epstein files too. So there's about to be diss tracks sent out by all these guys very, very soon, no doubt. We got Melania. Apparently Epstein's the one who introduced Melania to Trump. Apparently Epstein was fucking her. Epstein is saying stuff like, I remember flying back with Donald on his plane the first weekend. He met Melania and he kept coming out of the bedroom saying, wow, what a hot piece of ass. I don't know if this means he fucked her or he just knew her and introduced her to Trump, but regardless, apparently Trump and Melania met through Epstein. And it's really funny, this coming out right after Melania's film drops. And by the way, out of curiosity, I went to see the ratings. 6% from critics, 99% from the audience. I don't buy this for anything. There's just a bunch of weirdos liking this, or just MAGA people, or people from people Trump has hired to. There's no way in fuck people are rating this at 99%, especially for a documentary about the First Lady. Oh hell no! But you know, fine, maybe I gotta watch it myself and see for myself. I'm just seeing a lot of cap on the internet about, oh, so many audiences are loving this. The theaters are filled to the brim, bruv. All right, fine. And then we got Trump himself. I'm gonna piss off a lot of people by speaking my mind, but to be honest, at some point you just have to speak the truth that you know to be true. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that Trump is a degenerate. Now again, there's a spreadsheet in the Epstein files with a lot of anonymous reports. So again, you got to take a lot of this with a grain of salt. But it does fit in with stuff we know from the previous Epstein files leak. And the fact that the DOJ was trying really hard to redact his brother's name, and apparently Trump is pissed off at people within his own administration for releasing these files. But to be honest, if you're releasing these files to stop the release of something far worse, who knows how long they can play this game. But apparently Trump forced a girl to have oral on him. I think it was an underage girl, 14 or 13-year-old girl. There's big orgy parties that he was involved with. There was some trafficking shit happening at a golf course. He apparently threatened a bunch of people to go. Why? Who the fuck put 2 of these at the same time? Apparently he threatened somebody saying you're going to disappear like another 12-year-old, then threatened to kill her entire family. There was references to girls being buried in a golf course. Apparently there was a witness who swore this under testimony. Now, yes, of course, people can lie under testimony. We know that. But so can all these politicians. So let's just keep it all 100. Keep it all stack. But regardless, there's a fuck ton of allegations against Donald Trump. And remember, there's over like 600 of them. And everyone in the administration said he wasn't in it. Everyone, they first said he wasn't in it at all. Then they said the allegations are false. Then they released it saying, oh, well, it's all still unsubstantiated, all this kind of shit. And now they're saying, oh, it's faked up. It's all fake and leaked by someone. The story keeps changing every time. Remember, Epstein got banned from Mar-a-Lago apparently because of some sexual allegation that was made against him. No surprise there. And Trump publicly banned him, but then invited Epstein back. These dudes were friends. They did shit together. You would have to carefully delude yourself and just pretend reality isn't what it is into thinking they just weren't friends or weren't doing shit together, alright? And then there's a whole thing from an FBI document from the unclassified saying that Jared Kushner is like a Mossad agent and he's taking control of Trump's presidency and he's the one making decisions and Trump has been infiltrated by that country. Bit tough. By the way, water's wet. Trump's been a shill for that country for some time now. But all good, fine, whatever. Based on the allegations, this is what has been alleged against Trump. Forced oral with a minor, molesting a girl in a car with Epstein, having a woman knocked up and then having her baby drowned. The victim that apparently molested by him and Epstein, she was found with her head blown off and the police reported foul play on that. It was really, really sus. And this plus the fuck ton of other allegations Trump has had on him in general. Plus all the comments that Trump says, all the stuff that he says. Like, there's a lot of videos and clips of Trump saying really sus shit. And if he's able to say some of that shit in public, who knows what could be happening in private. Now, here's the other shit. Jay-Z apparently offered to pay for a model that was part of the strip club or something for a day or a night. and this is corroborated by one of the victims. I don't know if there wasn't any sexual assault allegation against him or anything. And Depp, there was just talk of Depp being invited by Epstein to the island. Now, whether Depp went or not is a completely different matter. Nothing has been corroborated about that. Please, I hope to God nothing comes out about that. Not Johnny Depp, man. Fuck. Like, I know Johnny Depp's a weirdo and shit, but still, man. Not Epstein. Every single actor I loved is a fucking pathetic piece of shit. Fuck. Apparently Epstein has had fantasies about Johnny Depp. He's wanted Johnny Depp to play in a movie where they were bedfellows and stuff like that. So it might have just been that Epstein really wanted Johnny Depp at the island, but Johnny Depp never came, so let's just hope. But I can only go by the facts, not what I hope. You got stuff with Prince Andrew, pictures of him over like some female on all fours. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean anything. It doesn't look like she's unconscious because her hand is up here. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know what these fucking weirdo pigs are up to. Apparently, somebody saw Robin Leach strangle a young girl to death at a party at one of these islands. Jeffrey Epstein met with Woody Allen for what would be known as a pedophile convention. Fucking hell, man. The New York Giants chairman apparently is connected with Epstein. He got scouting reports, like Epstein was scouting women for him and shit. God damn, man. And then the craziest shit. So there was a situation on a yacht. George Bush was involved. Michael Moore, all these people were involved, okay? African-American males were having sex with white blonde females who were bleeding. There was a ritualistic sacrifice in which feet were cut off with a scimitar. On the yacht, babies were being dismembered and their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces from these intestines. And then somebody was R-worded by George Bush. What the flying hell am I witnessing right now, bruv? Apparently people are linking this to something that this one girl said, that she was also at this model party with George Bush and all these people who were also at the same incident, and she was claiming that there was a freaking cannibalistic ritual that occurred there too, and apparently she disappeared. The police took her in and she was never seen again after that. This is a curious case of that. So listen, people could say, okay, some of these rumors are just crazy, Zaffy. Is this real? Could this be made up? People are saying this is probably fucking made up by a foreign government like the Chinese Communist Party. Could it be Israel doing this to fuck over Trump, even though Trump is shielded for them for forever, so that wouldn't make sense? Or maybe it's the Democrats making this up to destroy Trump. Is this being used as a political weapon to screw Trump over? I want to make something very fucking clear here, alright? For people who are still trying to find a way to deny this. The same people claiming that there are other countries involved in this, a lot of these people were beating the drums of QAnon. Remember that whole shit? The whole conspiracy theory about various people in the Democratic Party, Clinton and all that stuff, doing shit, satanic PDF rings. I heard shit like Hillary Clinton was ripping the face off of kids and wearing them while R-wording them. So these people believe that stuff, but somehow this is too much for them. Babies being eaten? No, that's not real. No, that's not real. You know that all of these people are up to the same bullshit, right? Like, they're all the same. There's a fuck ton of people involved, both on the right and the left. So to make this like a party thing where, no, it's just one party, it's irrelevant. We all know that people from both sides have been on this. This has been the case for a while now. Yes, of course it's going to be used as a political weapon by whoever. The Republicans were using it as a political weapon. They were beating the drums of the Epstein release before getting into power. And then look what happened. They covered it up. They covered it up like a tissue on ass at a midnight shitting. Same with the Democrats. They were slow to release it, right? Everyone's going to use it as a political weapon for votes. And yes, I do think there is somebody in the administration trying to screw over Trump. There is a fucking whistleblower. 100% there is. There is definitely a whistleblower in there. That doesn't mean these files are wrong or made up. It just means that somebody's trying to out some PDF files. Could be that somebody's a spy too. Could be. But there's definitely a whistleblower trying to out these bitches. Now, if you still say these are false and fake and there's nothing to these documents, why was there such a massive cover-up? The government bent over backwards to cover this shit up. Why did everyone in power, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, change their stories multiple times? Why are there 10 to 14 people who were inside the trafficking ring involved with Ghislaine Maxwell, unnamed and not arrested or brought to court or trial by the FBI? Why? Why are there so many redacted names? Why are there so many redacted names? You know it's against law, right? You cannot redact somebody that isn't a victim. You have to redact victims to, save their identities in case there's a court trial or anything like that. You want to keep them protected. You can't redact somebody's name because, public embarrassment or their reputation being destroyed. That goes against law. You're not allowed to do that. There's a lot of names that aren't victims that are redacted. People of power Clearly, it's a fucking cover-up. Anyone with a brain cell can see that. And if you still are coping about this, if you're still coping about this for political reasons, like, oh no, I can't stand the idea that this leader that I supported would be like this. Imagine if it was an administration you didn't like. How fast would you believe all this if it was an administration you didn't like? Pretty fucking fast. Some of you might lie and say, oh, I'd be so objective and all this. Some people might be. But I just know how people are. The political scene is a nasty scene. Objectivity has left the fucking room, ladies and gentlemen. When people have tied their identities, their very beings, to a political outcome, truth is gone. Humans are not truth-seeking machines at that point. You could argue they aren't in general. Again, it's not a party issue. Both sides are involved in this. Why the fuck do you think Bill Clinton literally did a kamikaze act, saying, go, release him. Release him, Trump, I dare you. Both of us are gonna fall down with the shit, bitch. Bill Clinton, half these Democratic people, they know their legacies have been fried because of the Epstein files. It just happens to be the case that it's a Republican administration that's in power right now that's covering it up and looking really, really bad. This guy has a painting in Epstein's house. He's in high heels and a blue dress. You cannot come back from that. So we've known these people are all in this together. But the ones in power who have done this, they need to go. It doesn't matter what party they belong to. They need to go. Either you stand for something or you stand for fuck all. Remember, guys. Let me blackpill you if you haven't realized this by now. Don't be psyoped. Red party, blue party, none of this bullshit matters. The people in charge, the elites, the rich people, all these people who run shit, they don't care about red or blue. They're using voters as pawns for bullshit. That doesn't even matter in the grand scheme. The only color these people care about is either green or the color of the asshole of whatever kid they're trying to fuck. That's it. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a mission to take over Hollywood. But the army must keep growing. If you want to suggest video topics to me, or talk about your favorite movies or favorite film theories in a community with like-minded individuals, join the Zafy Discord now. Link is in the description and the comment section as well. Join us. This movement is just beginning. We're taking over Hollywood, one coke line at a time.